Have you ever felt a chill run down your spine in the presence of someone you thought you knew? That unsettling feeling that something's not quite right, but you can't put your finger on it. You're not alone. In a world where masks of civility often hide sinister intentions, it's crucial to recognize the signs of true malevolence before it's too late. Today, we're diving deep into the dark waters of human nature, exploring the 10 alarming signs that an evil person might be closer to you than you think. This isn't about paranoia, it's about protection. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with the knowledge to safeguard your mental, emotional, and even physical well-being from those who would do you harm. Imagine waking up one day to realize that the person you've trusted, perhaps for years, has been slowly poisoning your life, draining your energy, and undermining your sense of self. It's a terrifying thought, isn't it? But here's the thing, evil doesn't always announce itself with fanfare. It often creeps in silently, disguised as friendship, love, or mentorship. That's why it's essential to sharpen your instincts and learn to spot the red flags before they become undeniable dangers. In the next few minutes, we'll uncover the subtle yet powerful signs that someone in your life might have malicious intentions. From the co-worker who always seems to celebrate your failures to the friend who leaves you feeling drained after every interaction, we'll explore the spectrum of toxic behaviors that signal a deeper, more insidious problem. But this isn't just about identifying the villains in your story. It's about reclaiming your power and protecting your peace. As we journey through these 10 signs, you'll gain not just knowledge, but the courage to act on it. Because sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to recognize when someone doesn't have your best interests at heart. Are you ready to pull back the curtain and see the truth that might be hiding in plain sight? Buckle up, because this journey into the heart of human darkness isn't for the faint of heart. But trust me, the clarity and strength you'll gain are worth every uncomfortable revelation. Let's dive in and discover the first alarming sign that an evil person might be lurking in your inner circle. Your peace of mind might just depend on it. The first sign that should set off alarm bells in your mind is when someone consistently takes pleasure in the pain or misfortune of others. This isn't about the occasional schadenfreude we all might feel. We're talking about a pattern of behavior that reveals a disturbing lack of empathy. Picture the colleague who can't hide their smirk when you stumble during a presentation, or the friend who seems oddly cheerful when sharing news of someone else's breakup. These individuals aren't just having a bad day, they're revealing a fundamental flaw in their character. What makes this behavior particularly insidious is how it can be masked as harmless gossip or playful teasing. But make no mistake, there's nothing innocent about deriving joy from another's suffering. This perverse pleasure often stems from a deep-seated insecurity, a need to feel superior by reveling in the downfall of others. It's a toxic mindset that can poison not just individual relationships, but entire social circles or workplaces if left unchecked. The danger lies not just in the immediate hurt caused, but in the erosion of trust and goodwill that forms the foundation of healthy human interactions. Moreover, those who enjoy others' pain often actively create situations to witness or cause suffering. They might spread rumors, set up colleagues for failure, or manipulate friendships to create drama. This isn't just passive observation. It's a deliberate orchestration of pain for personal satisfaction. Recognizing this behavior is crucial because it often escalates over time. What starts as snide comments or subtle jabs can evolve into more direct and harmful actions as the person becomes bolder in their pursuit of others' misery. The second alarming sign is a relentless need for control. This isn't about someone who likes things organized or prefers to take the lead. We're talking about individuals who exhibit an obsessive desire to dominate every aspect of their environment, including the people in it. These control freaks often disguise their behavior as caring or leadership, but their true motivation is far more sinister. They seek to manipulate and coerce, believing that only through complete domination can they feel secure. Look for the friend who always insists on deciding where to go and what to do, dismissing your suggestions outright, or the partner who questions your every move, demanding to know your whereabouts and who you're with at all times. These behaviors might seem protective at first, but they quickly cross the line into suffocating control. The truly alarming aspect is how these individuals react when their control is challenged. Anger, emotional manipulation, and even threats often follow any attempt to assert independence. This need for control often extends beyond personal relationships into professional settings. A boss who micromanages every aspect of your work, leaving no room for creativity or personal growth, might be exhibiting this toxic trait. They may justify their behavior as ensuring quality or efficiency, but the underlying motive is a deep-seated need to feel powerful. This type of control not only stifles innovation and morale, but can lead to a toxic work environment where fear and resentment thrive. The third sign that should raise red flags is a pattern of persistent lying. We're not talking about the occasional white lie to spare someone's feelings. This is about individuals who weave elaborate webs of deceit as easily as they breathe. These chronic liars create entire false narratives, often contradicting themselves or inventing increasingly complex stories to cover their tracks. What makes this behavior particularly dangerous is how it erodes the very foundation of trust in relationships. Habitual liars often start small, perhaps exaggerating their achievements or inventing excuses for minor mistakes. But over time, the lies grow bolder and more frequent. They might fabricate entire life experiences, claim expertise they don't possess, or invent relationships and connections that don't exist. The truly insidious aspect is how these lies can be intertwined with truth, making it increasingly difficult to separate fact from fiction. This blurring of reality can leave you questioning your own judgment and memory. What's more, when confronted with evidence of their deception, these individuals often double down, creating even more elaborate lies to explain away inconsistencies. This can lead to a form of gaslighting, where you begin to doubt your own perceptions and memories. The emotional toll of constantly trying to navigate this maze of deceit can be overwhelming, leading to anxiety, trust issues, and a persistent sense of uncertainty in your own reality. The fourth sign to be wary of is a complete lack of remorse or accountability. This goes beyond simply making mistakes. We all do that. What sets these individuals apart is their utter inability to acknowledge wrongdoing or take responsibility for the consequences of their actions. Instead of apologizing or attempting to make amends, they deflect blame, play the victim, or simply refuse to engage with the issue at all. This behavior reveals a disturbing lack of empathy and a fundamental disconnect from the impact of their actions on others. Watch for the person who never says, "I'm sorry," in a genuine way. They might offer fake apologies that shift blame, "I'm sorry you feel that way," or make excuses that absolve them of responsibility. This refusal to accept accountability often goes hand in hand with a tendency to twist situations, making you feel like you're the one at fault. It's a manipulative tactic designed to maintain their sense of superiority and avoid any hint of vulnerability or wrongdoing. This lack of remorse can be particularly damaging in close relationships, whether personal or professional. It creates an imbalance where one person is constantly taking responsibility for both parties' actions, leading to resentment and emotional exhaustion. Over time, this dynamic can erode self-esteem and create a toxic environment where healthy communication and growth become impossible. Is crucial for protecting your own emotional well-being and maintaining healthy boundaries. The fifth sign that should set off alarm bells is a pattern of cruelty, whether subtle or overt. This isn't about someone having a bad day or occasionally lashing out. We're talking about individuals who seem to derive satisfaction from causing pain or discomfort to others. This cruelty can manifest in various ways, from biting sarcasm and constant criticism to more direct forms of emotional or even physical abuse. What makes this behavior particularly chilling is the apparent pleasure these individuals take in wielding their power to hurt others. Look for the person who consistently makes cutting remarks disguised as jokes, always targeting your insecurities or vulnerabilities, or the colleague who takes every opportunity to humiliate others in public, reveling in their discomfort. These cruel individuals often justify their behavior as tough love or claim they're just being honest, but their true motivation is the thrill of dominance and the sick satisfaction they get from seeing others squirm. This cruelty is a clear indicator of a deep-seated lack of empathy and a disregard for the basic dignity of others. What's particularly insidious about cruel people is how they often target those who are least able to defend themselves. They might pick on subordinates at work, belittle family members behind closed doors, or even mistreat animals when no one's looking. This behavior reveals not just a lack of compassion, but a cowardly nature that seeks easy targets for their malice. Recognizing this pattern is crucial, as it often escalates over time if left unchecked, leading to increasingly severe forms of abuse. The sixth alarming sign is a consistent disregard for boundaries. These individuals seem to have an uncanny ability to push past your comfort zone, ignoring both verbal and nonverbal cues that indicate they've crossed a line. This isn't about someone who occasionally oversteps. It's about a persistent pattern of invasion, whether physical, emotional, or psychological. These boundary pushers often justify their behavior by claiming closeness or intimacy, but their true motive is to assert dominance and control. Who constantly pries into your personal life, demanding details you're not comfortable sharing, or the colleague who invades your personal space, ignoring your attempts to maintain professional distance. These boundary violations might seem minor at first, but they're often the first step in a larger pattern of manipulation and control. By gradually eroding your boundaries, these individuals aim to make you more vulnerable and easier to exploit. What makes this behavior particularly dangerous is how it can make you doubt your own instincts. You might find yourself questioning whether you're being too sensitive or if you're overreacting to their invasions. This self-doubt is exactly what they're counting on, as it makes it easier for them to continue pushing your limits. Recognizing and firmly enforcing your boundaries is crucial for protecting your mental and emotional well-being from these toxic individuals. The seventh sign to be wary of is a pattern of manipulation and gaslighting. These master manipulators are experts at twisting reality to suit their needs, often leaving you questioning your own perceptions and memories. They might deny saying things you clearly remember, accuse you of overreacting to their hurtful behavior, or subtly alter the facts of a situation to paint themselves in a better light. This constant manipulation can leave you feeling disoriented and unsure of your own judgment. Gaslighting, a particularly insidious form of manipulation, involves deliberately undermining someone's reality. The gaslighter might insist that events didn't happen the way you remember, or that you're imagining things that are clearly real. They might even enlist others to support their false narrative, further eroding your confidence in your own perceptions. The goal is to make you dependent on them for your sense of reality, giving them ultimate control over your thoughts and actions. What makes this behavior so dangerous is how it can slowly erode your sense of self over time. You might find yourself constantly second-guessing your memories, feelings, and instincts. This self-doubt can spill over into other areas of your life, affecting your decision-making abilities and your relationships with others. Is crucial for maintaining your mental health and preserving your autonomy in the face of these toxic individuals. The eighth alarming sign is a consistent pattern of jealousy and possessiveness. While a touch of jealousy can be normal in close relationships, we're talking about an obsessive or consuming envy that goes far beyond reasonable bounds. These individuals view relationships as possessions, seeing others as objects to be controlled rather than equal partners. Their jealousy often manifests as constant suspicion, unwarranted accusations, and attempts to isolate you from friends and family. Watch for the partner who becomes irrationally angry when you spend time with others, or the friend who can't stand to see you succeed. Their jealousy isn't a sign of love or caring. It's a reflection of their own deep-seated insecurities and need for control. These individuals might try to disguise their possessiveness as protectiveness or intense love, but make no mistake, their behavior is about ownership, not affection. They seek to clip your wings, keeping you small and dependent on them for validation and support. What makes this behavior particularly toxic is how it can slowly erode your sense of self and your connections with others. You might find yourself gradually withdrawing from other relationships to avoid conflict, or downplaying your achievements to prevent jealous outbursts. This isolation makes you more vulnerable to further manipulation and control. Recognizing these patterns of jealousy and possessiveness is crucial for maintaining your independence and preserving your other important relationships. The ninth sign that should raise red flags is a pattern of extreme mood swings and unpredictable behavior. We're not talking about normal variations in mood, but rather dramatic, often frightening shifts that leave you constantly walking on eggshells. These individuals might be charming and affectionate one moment, then explosively angry or coldly distant the next, with little or no provocation. This emotional roller coaster creates an atmosphere of perpetual tension and fear, never knowing what version of the person you'll encounter. These mood swings are often weaponized, used as a tool for control and manipulation. The unpredictable nature of their behavior keeps you off balance, always trying to anticipate and prevent the next outburst. You might find yourself constantly monitoring their moods, adjusting your own behavior in an attempt to keep the peace. This hypervigilance is exhausting, draining your energy and eroding your own emotional stability over time. What makes this behavior particularly insidious is how it can be interspersed with periods of apparent normalcy, or even excessive charm. These comma periods can make you doubt your own perceptions, gives you false hope that things have changed. But inevitably the cycle of unpredictability returns, leaving you emotionally whiplashed and increasingly uncertain of your own judgment. Recognizing this pattern is crucial for protecting your mental health and maintaining a stable sense of reality. Is a complete lack of empathy or concern for others' well-being. This goes beyond mere self-centeredness. We're talking about individuals who demonstrate a chilling indifference to the pain or suffering of those around them. They might even derive a perverse satisfaction from others' misfortunes, viewing the world through a lens of callous disregard for human emotion. This lack of empathy is often masked by superficial charm or false concern, making it all the more dangerous. Watch for the person who can witness another's pain without flinching, or who casually dismisses the struggles of others as unimportant. They might offer platitudes or empty gestures of support, but their actions consistently reveal a fundamental disconnect from human compassion. These individuals often view others as mere tools to be used and discarded, valuing people only for what they can provide, rather than for their inherent worth as human beings. What makes this behavior particularly alarming is how it can infect entire social circles or organizations. A leader lacking in empathy can create a toxic culture where callousness is normalized and compassion is seen as weakness. This erosion of basic human kindness can have far-reaching consequences, damaging not just individual relationships, but the very fabric of communities. Recognizing and calling out this lack of empathy is crucial for maintaining a society built on mutual respect and care. Now that we've explored these 10 alarming signs, you might be feeling a mix of emotions: recognition, fear, perhaps even a sense of betrayal if you've identified these traits in someone close to you. It's natural to feel overwhelmed, but remember, knowledge is power. By recognizing these signs, you've taken the first crucial step towards protecting yourself and reclaiming your peace of mind. But what comes next? How do you proceed when you've identified an evil person in your life? First and foremost, trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't let anyone gaslight you into doubting your own perceptions. Your gut feeling is a powerful tool, honed by evolution to protect you from danger. In our modern world, that danger might not be a predator in the bushes, but a toxic individual hiding behind a friendly facade. Listen to that inner voice. It's often right. Document incidents that trouble you, noting dates and specific behaviors. This record can be invaluable in helping you recognize patterns and validate your concerns. Next, establish and enforce clear boundaries. This might be uncomfortable, especially if you're dealing with someone you've known for a long time, but boundaries are crucial for your mental and emotional well-being. Be firm and consistent in enforcing these boundaries, even in the face of pushback or manipulation. Remember, you have the right to decide who has access to your time, energy, and personal space. Anyone who consistently disrespects your boundaries is showing you exactly who they are. Believe them. Seek support from trusted friends, family members, or professionals. Dealing with toxic individuals can be isolating, as they often try to cut you off from your support network. Resist this isolation. Share your experiences with people you trust. Their outside perspective can be invaluable in helping you see situations clearly. Consider speaking with a therapist or counselor who can provide tools for coping with toxic relationships and help you process any emotional trauma you may have experienced. In some cases, the only solution might be to distance yourself from the toxic individual. This can be a difficult decision, especially if it's someone close to you, but sometimes cutting ties is the only way to protect your well-being. If you're in a situation where you can't completely remove the person from your life, perhaps it's a coworker or family member, focus on minimizing your interactions and emotionally detaching yourself from their behavior. Remember, you're not responsible for fixing or changing them. As you navigate these challenging waters, don't forget to take care of yourself. The stress of dealing with toxic individuals can take a toll on your mental and physical health. Prioritize self-care activities that nourish your soul and rebuild your strength. This might include exercise, meditation, spending time in nature, or engaging in hobbies that bring you joy. Surround yourself with positive influences that remind you of your worth and the goodness in the world. Remember, encountering an evil person doesn't define you. How you respond to them does. Use this experience as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Often, these challenging relationships can teach us valuable lessons about ourselves, our values, and what we will and won't accept in our lives. Let this knowledge empower you to create stronger, healthier boundaries in all your relationships moving forward, as we conclude this exploration of the 10 alarming signs of evil people. Take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. Have you encountered individuals who exhibit these traits? How has recognizing these signs changed your perspective? Remember, the goal isn't to become paranoid or to see evil in every interaction. Rather, it's about sharpening your awareness, trusting your instincts, and prioritizing your well-being. In a world where masks of civility often hide sinister intentions, your ability to recognize these signs is your first line of defense. But beyond protection, this knowledge offers you the power to cultivate healthier, more fulfilling relationships. By identifying and distancing yourself from toxic individuals, you create space for genuine connections built on mutual respect, empathy, and kindness. As you move forward, carry this knowledge with you like a shield, but don't let it harden your heart. There is still much good in the world, and many people worthy of your trust and affection. Use your newfound awareness to seek out and nurture those positive relationships. In doing so, you not only protect yourself, but contribute to creating a world where kindness and integrity triumph over malevolence and deceit.